In the last lesson, we left a challenge for you. Now, let's solve it. First, we create a variable. We name it counter and set its value to array length. There is no need to subtract 1 from the array length. Then we create a for loop. The first statement has already been set, but you still need to keep the semicolon. Any idea how to set the second statement? We connect counter to the decrement operator and compare it with 0. We require counter to be bigger than 0. Inside the curly brackets, we retrieve the array element using counter as the index value. We can see all elements have been retrieved and the array was iterated backwards. Every time a new loop starts, the counter value will be compared with 0 and then drop by 1. With every loop, the value of counter will drop by 1. Eventually, the counter value will drop to 0. As a result, the comparison expression will return a falsy value, which will shut down the for loop. The key is the decrement operator. It is placed behind variable counter. If the counter value is 1 in the parenthesis, then in the curly brackets, its value will drop by 1 and become 0. This is why we set counter's initial value to array length, not array length minus 1. Next, let's try the second method. First, we declare two variables. The first one is named counter, and we set its value to array length minus 1. We name the second variable item. Then we retrieve the array element using counter minus minus and assign it to item. In the curly brackets, we output variable item. We can see the program works. Every element has been output, and the array was iterated backwards. The initial value of counter is the index of the last element. The second statement will retrieve element using the current counter and assign the element value to variable item. Then the value of counter will drop by 1. The key part is still the decrement operator being placed behind counter. The value of counter will drop by 1 in the next loop. Eventually, the counter value will become -1, which is an illegal index value. Using an illegal index value will give us undefined, which is a falsy value. As a result, the for loop will stop. The key of the two programs is if you put the increment or decrement operator behind a variable, the variable value will not change until the next line. In the current line, the variable value stays unchanged.